Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another weekly review. I want to do things a little bit differently today. I did record some gameplay for the background. I think we'll talk over it like after we discuss all of these points, but I'm not sure. It wasn't. I don't know. Like, this is the thing, right? I'm just gonna get into it. I didn't write any like script or prepared anything. I kind of just want to do it a little bit more free flow today, if that makes sense. And that is because I think I don't know. I think what I'm struggling with right now is mostly just like feelings and stuff, like not very factual things or something. I don't know how to like necessarily describe it. I don't have any like super cool things planned to like implement right now because of the issues that we're having. But I just wanted to go over a few things, and like the whole topic of today is that I don't feel like we're improving. I don't feel like we're getting better. And I do have like a few thoughts of why and how that might be the case that we're feeling this way, but yeah, I'm struggling. Like, honestly, I'm struggling. This is the thing. I'm struggling. And first things first, let me say this. Like, first of all, I love making this series. All right? I absolutely love making this series, and I will not quit. I will not stop until the goal has been achieved. All right? Challenger. That is when this particular series will end. And I hope that I will keep creating content for however many people, because I just really enjoy doing this, and it just feels very like rewarding to like look back on. That being said, though, this week I did not have a lot of fun. I'm gonna be honest. I did really not have a very enjoyable week. Let's look at the week first. So our week, it ended up being positive. Surprising enough, it ended up being positive. We gained 48 LP this week. But in terms of performance, I'm at a loss for words, to be honest. Alright, so to give a little recap of people who might be tuning in for the first time. Before, I kind of took a break, right? So I took like a two-week break, almost exactly 2 weeks and 3 days. All right, I can see that here in my beautiful schedule, of which I will share screenshots of. Jesus Christ! In the weeks before I went on a break, I'm sorry for talking like an idiot. I'm sorry. In the weeks before I left for my exams and to visit my family-in-law, it was the meta where we completely abused Senna and Smolder. Alright? We either played Senna or we either played Smolder, and we just won so much. Before we left, we gained 135 LP. The week before that, we had a horrible week. We lost 27 LP, which doesn't sound that bad, but it's about the things that I did. So on one day, I played 15 games, I think, and I got very angry, got very upset. So my goal for the week before I left was to fix this attitude issue, because that's what it was. It was an attitude issue. I rage queued. I started tilting very quickly, and in the week before I left, I managed to fix all of these things. We went back to our habits, or set behaviors before we play a game. So that entails stretching, getting our blood pumping a little bit by doing like push-ups or whatever, breakfast, hydration, all of that stuff. When we get tilted, we take a little break, and even when we're tilted a little bit or upset about the game we lost, we still do our stretches and stuff in between the games, like we agreed upon. This worked really well, like I said, 135 LP plus. Then I left. I went away. I had to take care of my exams. I'm sorry. The thing is, making these videos, it does take a lot of time, because I play 4 games per day. And afterwards, I still have to edit one game. which isn't a lot, but it's new to me. I'm not that good at it yet, so it takes a little bit of time. I have to make a thumbnail. Also not that great at it. Takes a bit of time. I have to upload it. And at the same time, I usually do some other things. Like going out with the dog, with my girlfriend, cooking, all of that stuff. So making these videos takes up the majority of my day, which I am happy to do. I'm happy to give it the majority of my day. What was the point I was making? I don't know. Anyways, I left, I got back, and alright, I couldn't do it because I had to study for my exams. Right, that was it. Before I left, I tried to play like 1 or 2 games still to like upload a little bit. And then I played for like 2 weeks. Like I didn't play at all for 2 weeks. Then we got back and I don't know what was going in my head. I really don't understand what was going on in my head. I think somewhere I was like, hey, we played a lot of Sana Smolder. Those champions have mostly been nerfed right now. They're definitely not as strong as they used to be. I need to find something new to abuse. I need to find something else. Because right before I left, we played Kaisa, we played Ashe, I think. We played a little bit of Caitlyn. And that is because I spent a lot of time playing Twitch. And I had the feeling that this champion was just... I don't know how to describe it. I always say that Twitch needs help. He needs somebody in lane to help him. He needs somebody later in the game to like peel for him. And I have the feeling that people just don't really understand how to do that here. Or they don't want to play for that, which is fine. But therefore I was like, I need to find a new champion with a little bit of self-peel. So a champ that works better in solo queue, which is completely crazy because Twitch has stealth and that is like one of the most broken abilities in solo queue, right? I think everybody can agree on this. So I started on this like weird exploration trip where I was like, I'm gonna find what's really strong right now. So we played a bunch of Ashe, we played Jinx, we started playing Kog'Maw. I think I played something else as well. I can't even remember anymore. But the whole point that I was trying to make in the last few episodes of like my weekly recaps is that we need consistency. And that consistency is key. And this is still the case. You can apply it anywhere if you want to improve, but you need to be consistent. You can't just play sometimes or do all these different things at the same time. You can't do it. You need to focus. You need to focus and be consistent. So my behaviors between the games and before the games also need to be consistent. If I want to stretch between every game, which really works, you should try it, then I need to stretch between every game. And I can't just like haphazardly do it. I need to either do it all the time or not do it at all. Right? And the same goes for champions. And I think it's great that we had like this little week where we tried to see if there were any champions that were fun or nice to play. But the thing is, it's solo queue, man. I don't need to be I'm not playing this or like trying to reach challenge to go pro or whatever. So why would I need to develop a champion pool? Why? I understand when Twitch is banned or picked, you know, but then we have some pocket picks. We can pick some things. It's not like it's very, very different then or something. I might be a bit worse, but I don't think right now that matters at all. I think right now our biggest concern, to be honest, is learning the role of AD carry. Excuse me for that. Is learning how to play AD carry because there is just still so many mistakes. There's so many mistakes that I still make, and I see myself do it in the recordings. And here's the other point that I want to talk about. So the first one was I need to be consistent. We're going back to Twitch. Let me finish that point first. We're going back to Twitch. We are just playing Twitch. We're playing AP Twitch because AD, honestly, it's worse. It is just worse, all right? I feel like the defensive options that you get with AP Twitch, so Zhonya's, Banshee's Veil, are just so unbelievably valuable. And especially in solo queue, where you don't get the help that you always need, where you don't have the clear communication with your teammates, I think this is really, really good. Moreover, I do think AP or AD Twitch sometimes is viable. I think it is very, very, very team dependent. And in 99% of the cases, AP is just better. Of course, when the entire team is AP, even then still, right? Can they build MR? But you get the point. Maybe when the entire team is AP and they can build a lot of MR, maybe then I should go AD, right? Or if they have a lot of champions that don't really have an easy time getting on top of my head, or have a super lot of front line, maybe then AD is better. Second point. So, I have noticed one amazing flaw that I'm making. And I think this is something that a lot of people struggle with, especially... No, I think it's like around every elo. I think there's... it's a bit of a pitfall, to be honest. I think in esports and sports in general, not even in sports only, just when you try to improve, right? I notice that I'm not thinking. Like, honestly, I don't know how to put it, but I'm not thinking. And it's just, I'm playing, I start going autopilot, and I'm not analyzing what I'm doing and what I should be doing. I think about it a little bit, but I'm not thinking about it enough. Take for example, this game, right? Take, for example, this game. Start of the game, I don't think where enemy jungle might start or where he might path. I don't think about how we should play the lane, what we should watch out for. I don't think about if I should play to win the lane or play to go neutral or play to not fall behind like as much as I possibly could. I don't think about it. I just play. And I think this is something that a lot of people do. I really think this is what hinders a lot of people in growing, and it's definitely what is hindering me right now. Because I go into a game and I'm on autopilot. I'm fully on autopilot, and I'm not thinking. I'm not paying attention. I'm just playing. And to be honest, I think in the start of this series, where we started all the way in gold 4, I believe, or gold 3, whatever it was, that is when playing just to play, it will help you improve. It will help because you just need to put more time in it. You need to feel the game better. You need to understand all of that, and I think that kind of comes second nature when you play just a bit more. But we're 200 games in now. We're in Emerald 3 at the moment, and maybe you laugh at me for saying this, but it is top 10% of the players. It is top 9%, I believe, what I'm currently at. And most of these people kind of do understand the general lines of the game. So do I. And the fine nuances is where you make the difference between going to Diamond, going to Master, going to Challenger, Grandmaster, whatever. And you only get those fine nuanced details if you think about the game. You need to be aware, you need to stop going on autopilot, and you need to analyze quickly and thoroughly what is best. And I do think that in-game, of course, right, it's hard because hindsight is always 20/20, right? Hindsight is always 20/20. But that is also why feedback is so incredibly important, and why reviewing your games is so incredibly important. I have the feeling currently that it might be very weird. It might be a really weird feeling, but to be honest, I feel that I am worse in lane than this week, right? Okay, this week, let me clarify it up because I don't think I'm actually that bad. But I feel like I've been worse than enemy ADC in like 80% of my matches. And they're just ahead like so often. And why is that? They have more CS than I have. They are more like they have like more kill attitude than I have. I don't know, they rotate better, they keep CS up better. I don't know what it is, but I need to start paying attention. I need to look at what other people are doing, especially like pros and streamers that are high elo, and I need to apply those things to my own gameplay. And I need to review these games, right? Because that's what editing is so good for. That is what editing is so good for, and I don't think that I'm fully capitalizing on that just yet. If I edit, I need to edit anyways. I need to edit every single day, right? I need to edit every single day. So why don't I, at the same time, just look at the gameplay a bit more thoroughly? And especially the devs, right? That is what, like, most of the people who encourage you to review tell you. Look at the devs. How can you have been, like, how could you prevent the death? Why did you die there? And I think that is just what I need to start doing more. And I really need to start CSing, like, better. I really do. Because even in this game, I'm at 7 CS per minute, right? At 10 minutes. I was at 71, I believe, at 10 minutes. Ashe's at 91. She's 20 CS ahead. That's like 350 gold. It's an item component. It is something that can help a fight in lane. It is something that can win that fight. Which is just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just need to start paying attention more. I believe I was better beforehand. But this break, and I don't want to blame it all on the break, because it's my own mental and how I deal with the break, right? Because breaks should be good. Breaks allow you to reset. Breaks allow you to become more malleable to those changes, and to analyze your stuff better, right? But I feel like the break has only made me worse. I also think that I've talked about this before, right? I've been tired. I've been really tired. It was just a lot trying to study for all of these things, at the same time make videos, at the same time do stuff with family, girlfriend, dog, all of that stuff, friends, of course. And I think I overdid it a little bit. I really do. So yeah, but it's just a hard decision that I have to make, right? So am I gonna finish my study? which it's time, guys. It's really time to finish this, because it's been going on for quite some time. Or do I put the time that I have for that in these videos, which I super love doing? And I don't know, it gives me such a feeling of fulfillment, right? Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I don't think so. I'm completely off the script, so I didn't even write a script. I don't know what I'm saying. Bros yapping. So, consistency, going back to Twitch. We're one-tricking, and I think if Twitch is picked or banned, we go Ashe, even though usually when we pick Twitch, Ashe is picked against us. I don't know. Kokma is, I don't know, I don't necessarily like him that much. He's alright. Jinx is, I don't know. I don't think Jinx is my champ. Jinx is not my champ. I tried Zeri as well. I hate that champ as well. Ashe feels most natural. And yeah, I think that is just gonna be the two champs that I'm really gonna focus on. Like, regardless of the meta, right? Because I think this is kind of what is weirdly stuck in my head, that I need to abuse the meta. And I think I only need to abuse the meta when things like Smolder and Senna are just the way they are. They were. Because holy, that was not healthy at all, right? And now Jinx is really strong, but she is nowhere on the level of Senna and Smolder when they were at their strongest. So yeah, I think that is just what we need to do. I think we need to focus on consistency, get the champs stable, get our habits and behaviors stable, and at the same time we need to start thinking. Like, I know it's a pretty broad term, so let me try to specify that a little bit better. We need to pay more attention during the game, and we need to analyze way better what is happening, what is going to happen, what should be happening, and what we can do to help those things or prevent them from happening, right? And honestly, I think that should be a really, really big, like, improvement already. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, I really don't think we're bad. I really don't think so. I think we've been absolute horrible the last week, but I know where we could be. I know where we could be, and that is maybe also what frustrates me so much and what makes me a little bit sad, right? Because I know we have it in us, because I've seen us play, and I know we've played a lot better than we have this week. And maybe it's also somewhere a little bit unfair to like talk about ourselves this way, because we've had this break and we've been away for long and we've had a lot on our minds. But I don't know. I somewhere I'm like, dude, get over it, right? Just get over it. You chose this yourself. You knew what you had to do. You knew what was going to happen. So yeah, deal with it, kind of. I think that is all that I want to talk about. I think once again, the physical exercise part can wait a little bit longer. I think it will really help. It did help, by the way. When I went out for those runs, it did feel really good. However, I do also think that running it's just not me. Like I don't like it. I don't enjoy it at all. So I am gonna see next time if I can perhaps go to a gym somewhere near. I think there's a really cool one nearby, which I'll then inform you of later. But yeah, I think that is everything that I wanted to talk about. Also this game, right? Like, talking about the game that's now playing in the background. It's 21 minutes. We're at 136 CS. It's not good. And what have I been doing? I've been doing nothing. I've been doing nothing, and still my CS is so unbelievably low. How is that possible? What am I doing? There's something obviously that I'm doing wrong. And I wonder if I go base too often. I wonder if I'm too scared. I really do. Because I think I do base a lot. Even when it shouldn't be necessary. Especially early, I rarely take plates. And that is because I'm perma scared of jungler. And I always have the feeling that taking plates is, unless it's like 100% guarantee, and you're not playing against two champs like Ashe, Brand, who can... Brand, you know, if support comes into lane, he just clears the wave, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Then I'm just like, I'll go base, because I don't want to get hurt under their tower. And then I'll just not take plates. But I think we should do it more. And maybe we should... We're also afraid to limit test. That's like the other thing, right? We're like afraid to limit test. And I get why we didn't limit test before, because we used to have a lot of bounties in the lane during laning phase. So of course then it's like really stupid to limit test, right? Because we go like 5-0 in lane, have like a 700 gold bounty, and then when we limit test, we're gonna give like a 700 gold bounty to, I don't even know who, like Echo or something, for example, and then it's just over, right? Then it's just completely over. But when we don't have a bounty, I don't know. I think we should play a bit more aggressive for the plates. I think we should stay maybe a little bit longer for CS and whatever. I don't know. That's like the hard part, is that sometimes I don't know. I think it was so nice and easy to like improve things in the beginning, right? It was so nice and easy because there was just like everything to improve on, and now everything's becoming more and more detailed. And I don't know. I think, however, that maybe a bit later, I don't think right now yet, I will at some point book a coaching session with somebody at least. Why is that? Because a very crucial part to improving things, so whether that is sports or a hobby, musical instrument, drawing, whatever you want to say, you need feedback. And sometimes your own feedback isn't good enough because you lack certain knowledge, right? So I also play guitar, for example, and there's just like some things that I'm being taught that I didn't even know existed, right? Because this guy studied like instruments and shit for like years. So how am I supposed to know what this technique is or how to properly do this technique and whatever, right? So I do think that is something that we will do in the future, just because I think, or like I don't think, it is just a crucial part to like an improvement process. That's not to say that you can't do it without it. You do not need to spend money. That is also true if you find enough resources, if you are good enough at thinking about the game, right? So a lot of coaches are also not super high rank in League of Legends themselves. They're just really smart about the game. So if you can like develop all of those skills and all that knowledge, of course you can do it without coaching. But I don't know. I think it's also part of like kind of part of this series, right? Because we're like trying to like explore all these ways where you could improve on, and I think this would also be one. So I'm not completely against trying to see how that works out, but later. I think when we're actually like stagnating, or when we just reach diamond or something, I think then coaching might be helpful. Because I don't know, I always have the feeling that now it might not be useful. Why not? Because there's just still so many things we need to improve on, and yeah, it's always weird for me to like then go for coaching, right? Because I'm like, yeah, I can figure it out, I think, on my own, if I just do a little bit of research. But I have no clue about high elo. I'm not gonna lie, I have zero clue. I have zero clue what kind of things you need to do there, because I assume it is gonna be a bit different. Also, Emerald is just a cesspit. I don't know what's going on in this elo. I don't know what's the deal with people. There's a lot of ego players that when they do not win the lane, they just refuse to play. I know it's not different than any other elo. I know it's not. But I have the feeling that right now, it's just so much more. I have the feeling it's so much more. And I do not know why. Or why it is that way necessarily. Should have pressed E there a little bit quickly. Quicker. What? Quicker. And I would have killed him, I think. Yeah, it's just really weird, right? Because, for example, yesterday, yeah, whatever. Yesterday we had, let me tell you real quick. We had some really special mid laners. And unfortunately, as AD carry, that does mean that your days is completely ruined. So yesterday, first mid laner, 0-7. Quite unlucky. Second mid laner, in a one game by the way, 0-14. Third mid laner, 1-10. Top laner, special edition, 3-11. And then the last game was fine. What's our first loss today? Jungle went 1-9, and our support Pyke got out-roamed by a Yi support. Yeah. You know, like, these things happen, but it's just weird. Like, I understand that you can lose lane, right? Like, I completely understand. I lose lane often, like, especially this week. I've lost lane so often. But that doesn't mean that I'm going 0-10. That would be weird, right? If you go 0-10. Or 1-14. That's a bit odd. I think that is also kind of just like the general like problem with League of Legends, right? Is that it's just such a mental fucking thing, right? It's just people don't want to play. They get really tilted and they just stop playing. And that is also what makes it so unbelievably hard to climb. I played CSGO last week because I was like super bored. Played it so much years back. CS2 has changed a lot. Why did I say CSGO, by the way? Did I play CSGO last week? No, I played CS2, sorry. And that game is also really weird. There's also just a lot of people quitting there. There's also a lot... I know it's like the thing with competitive games, right? That it just happens that way. But there, when like people don't even disconnect. The game just goes through, and like, you don't. I don't think you get like the lost negation or like the you've been inted negation. So it's really weird. All right. I think that will do it for this weekly recap, and then I will see you guys tomorrow again for a regular episode again. Bye.